watching game 3, a mutual friend of ours sent me a text early in that game from the arena that said, game over, right? And this was when Oklahoma City ran off early and got to that lead. The Pacers, I don't really understand how it is that it doesn't, they have these lulls early, but it never feels like a lull late. Like, it just feels like they never stop trying. They never give it up. They got back control of this game. Like, it didn't take that long into the second half, but it's still, I'm not walking away from this feeling like they're the better team, but I am walking away from this feeling like they can win it.
Bo, so obviously I rolled through the 6-game series with the Knicks, lots of FaceTime with the Pacers. We're asked to make our picks at ESPN. I'm now switching gears to like my national roles, right? And I remember being like, don't be prisoner of the moment. The Knicks did XYZ. Like, they could have done XYZ differently. Don't be prisoner of the moment. Like, OKC's still a better team. Like, your personal basketball philosophy, mine, is the team that can defend. That's who you take. I was like, okay, OKC. But I go 6 in my picks, OKC and 6. And after game 1, I'm like, you lived it. Like, you saw how good this team was and still hedged, right? I'm with you. I still think OKC comes out of this. But, baby, if we get to a game 7 and it's a 2-possession ball game with 2 minutes to go, between the heroics, if you will, of Tyrese Haliburton and the X's and O's of Rick Carlisle, like, I kept coming into this series saying I think this coaching matchup is going to be so intriguing, captivating, could be the X factor down the stretch. Like, there's a real world where the Pacers take this. And it would not align with everything we've watched about the Thunder this year. But then again, like, you have to respect what they've done. And I know I really grappled with, especially through the Knicks series, like, all right, cool, their defense has improved from last year. I'll give you that. But really, in my mind, it was like Nembhard, Nesmith, and then it's kind of hit or miss in terms of how guys are playing on any given day. But as a collective, they are just continuing to find their way and get better through this series and through the postseason, which is fascinating.
I think, and I've said on this show, that I think Siakam is an underrated factor in this, in that the second best player is a dude that has a championship and was a real live contributor to that championship. Is a dude that's made a couple of All-NBA teams. Like, I think he did not get as good as I thought he would 6 years ago when we just kind of all got introduced to him in the NBA Finals. But it's still having that second guy, because I look with Oklahoma City and I see people are coming for Chet at this point. And you're right. Chet is not, and not you, the big you. Chet's not that guy right now, but Chet's 23 years old. Like, this team in a lot of ways is actually way ahead of schedule. But you got to have somebody on both sides that you really feel like you can count on. And that's where Oklahoma City comes up short, even to a degree with Shea, not because Shea hasn't been great, but just because we haven't seen him in this place. And Wednesday, he had 6 turnovers. Like, 6 turnovers, you can't reason that away for a dude in his position.
It's so funny to call that out, because I agree with you, right? We saw this in what are we calling it? The NBA Cup, right? However long ago that was, but Milwaukee took Shea away and nobody else stepped up. Do I think the Thunder improved since then? Sure. But what we have critiqued the Pacers for, I actually think has become their X factor in this series, in that, yes, when Tyrese Haliburton is playing well, they look like a different team. But if he's not, they're so used to getting it from whoever, like, they're just going to find the place where they can plug the hole, so to speak. And whether that looks like Ben Mathurin going off for 27 or Obi Toppin hitting 4 threes, like, they're like, cool, our weapon is our depth, and it can be anybody's night on any given night. And that is, it's one thing to say it. It's another thing to watch it in action in the finals, like, not just through a good run in the regular season, but in the finals. And it has been the formula that has allowed them to stay attached through every series and then get a clutch basket from Tyrese Haliburton. So, look, I want to believe, and I continue to believe, and sorry I keep looking off because this dog is out. Lucky! You're about to go back in your place. See? You tried it. You're failing. Yeah, lay down. I want to believe that OKC has graduated. But I do think, and this is where I said that essay the other day, I was like, I still think we're not giving Indiana the appropriate pressure. Whether you picked OKC or not, they deserve a level of credit, because they are putting the best defense we've seen in decades in a jam. And, like, whether you buy it or not, or think they're just running up and down the floor in transition, like, it has been effective. Like, they're shooting plus 40% from the 3-point line in these postseason, and they're like 14-0 when they do that. Like, I just, maybe because it looks a little goofy on the outside, but I still think we haven't given them the due that they deserve.
Okay, I have to take a quick pause and tell the audience something that just happened that is fascinating. Okay, I live in New York City. Monica lives in New York City. We live fairly close to each other, not neighbors, but we live pretty close to each other, right?
Mm-hmm.
I heard the siren in the background of your shot. And then after it went away in your shot, I hear it out my window as the siren has gone from over by your crib to now being closer to my crib. That is New York City living for you right there.
100%. Every time I talk to my friends at home, they're like, it's so loud. I'm like, it's New York. It'll drown out.
Yeah. No, it's not a big deal, man. It just goes in. It really gets to the place where, like, when you shoot a documentary or something like that, and they take the room sound or the room tone, that's what they call it, and they do that first, and then they baseline everything off of that. There's a room tone, right? Like, and it just has some sirens, and every now and then somebody talking real loud on the phone, and you can hear it on the 10th floor, wherever you live. 100%. That's just kind of what it is. But in line with what you were saying about the Pacers, I had a comparison that I'm gonna say it at the end. I'm going to say why the comparison doesn't fully fit, and then I'm going to make it anyway, right? One thing I do love is, like, a dude like Mathurin, for example. Nembhard is another one. The Nesmith dude, all of them. They are all capable of coming up really big. Like, even Miles Turner to a lesser degree, right? They're all capable of coming up really big and all fully aware that they are capable of doing this. I don't ever feel like those cats overextend themselves, right? Or get a little too much dip on their chip. But when they realize they got it, they do it, right? And I could be wrong. People who have watched them more through the year can tell me all the times that those other dudes have gone crazy. But like Mathurin coming up and getting, 27 and 22 minutes.
27, yeah.
Right? Like, he knows he could do that, but when it's not cracking for him, I don't feel like they're out there acting ridiculous. Does that make sense?
I agree. I think they know their roles. Hold on one second, Bo. Hey, come in. Bo, we're plant people. You should see the leaf on my bird of paradise that he has decided is his toy.
I just got a new bird of paradise.
I'm glad to hear that, because I know we had a run with the other one. You told me about that.
Yeah, the other one, rest in peace. But I had to I had to get a new situation going, and it's all good. You'll have to come check it out.
Yeah, but we love a bird of paradise. To your point, though. No, go ahead.
No, you got it. My bad. I didn't know if you got to the end.
Those guys, TJ McConnell, for example, has put the nail in the coffin, so to speak, to the Knicks in a couple of times in both of these series from last year and this one, right? But he's a guy that barely made it into the league, right? Like, there's just this collective desire to win. And I think it's funny because I think we give OKC a ton of credit for their AAU chemistry and how much they love each other. When Miles Turner was talking about those guys after they won the Eastern Conference Finals, I'm like, they got the same thing going on. It's just not been organized in the same way. And it has not been as much of a conversation because they weren't on TV as much as the Thunder. So I'm with you. That ultimately is what you want out of a team. And I think the Pacers and the Thunder to a degree are counterculture, but more so the Pacers because the Thunder have the MVP. They're so counterculture to a star centerpiece, right? We're debating whether Tyrese Haliburton is or isn't a star. Come on now.
Yeah, McConnell-Ladova, by the way, is
that's a great comp.
Yeah. I wrote it out as McConnell-Ladova, but that's too many syllables for talking.
I got it.
So McConnell-Ladova, Bang Bang Breen, love him some McConnell-Ladova, just like he loved him some Dellavedova. That's how I realized it. But they 2 wins away for them raising his jersey up to the Raptors there, boy.
Facts.
Ain't no way in the world if they win a championship. McConnell-Ladova need to turn down free agent money from any other place. He stay right there. He'll be the color man on the broadcast. You know what I'm saying?
Right next to Reggie.
That's right. Or he maybe start selling cars, if that's what he's trying to do. Or he might be able to go, he might be the player coach. He played his whole thing right. And bless him, by the way, because that man was a process Sixer when the Sixers were intentionally looking for bums. And he's the only guy. Christian Wood was there for a little while, but McConnell stuck through the whole thing and was the only one that really parlayed a career out of it. But the comparison that I was going to make, and I'm going to be the old dude for a second.
Come on, let's go. Teach me.
It reminds me a bit like the 94 Rockets with Olajuwon. And you have to keep in mind about the 94 Rockets. Their second best player was Otis Thorpe. Like their third best player was probably Kenny Smith, right? Mario Ellie is a rookie, Sam Cassell, Vernon Maxwell. These were the guys that Akeem Olajuwon took to a championship. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But there was never a shot. Oh, Robert Horry, forgot, because they tried to trade him that year and they brought him back. But it's still year two, Robert Horry. Those dudes were ready for every shot when the shot came. Like none of them were really a dude that could go out there and get you the 27 like we're talking about. But like you have Mario Ellie on your team. Mario Ellie is 100% fearless. If the shot comes, I got it. That team did not have a single guy who's scared. And the Pacers look like they don't have anybody who scares. Even when they're looking ridiculous in the first half and just letting Oklahoma City take the ball from them left and right and falling behind, it never feels to me like they're scared. Maybe a little lack of focus, but it never seems to me like they're scared. The Thunder have moments where it feels like, hey, man, some of these guys look a little shaky right now.
I agree with that. And that's why I think Dagnall and Carlisle, like if we get to a game 7, advantage Pacers because of Carlisle in my mind. Because I agree, the Thunder, you can feel them get tight. And again, lived this with the Knicks. Something about fourth quarters, last 4 minutes, I don't know if it's because the Pacers did it through 2 series to get to the Knicks, but you could feel it. Like they drain the air if they're on the road. You feel their confidence growing. The other team inevitably starts to get tight. Like it is such a phenomenon. Like they are fine hanging in games, whatever. Fourth quarter, we got a shot. It's almost like they're like, all right, bet we got you exactly where you want them, which is crazy to say because is that sustainable? They've done it now to get to the finals. So yes, is it? I guess, kind of, maybe.